We are towing 800 miles from Tempe, Arizona, all the way to Colorado Springs, Colorado.
If you don't tell your spouse everything, Lauren does not know.
All right, I'm over on the side of the road. I just got a alert on my TPMS. I got no cell service. Freezing out here. Bye-bye, Aiden.
Bye-bye.
Have fun on your airplane ride. Go back to mommy. Have fun. Take care of mommy and Owen. I just dropped off Lauren, Aiden, and Owen at the gate at the Mesa Airport. And so now for me to head back, hook up the RV from our friend Aaron and Anna's house. And then I've got over 800 miles to drive to get to Colorado Springs to pick them up tomorrow from the airport there. She's getting a rental car for overnight, but I likely will not make all 800 miles today. I'm hoping to get at least to Las Vegas, New Mexico. If I'm feeling up to it, maybe I'll go all the way to Trinidad to the Walmart there that we've overnighted at. Trip's coming to a close. We had a blast on this trip and can't wait to get back on the road again. All right, 11:20, all hooked up, nearly 800 miles to go and over 12 hours of drive time. Hopefully this trip is uneventful. We're driving up into the Tonto National Forest, which I think as you get further up into the mountains, I've definitely seen some boondockers who go out there, but just, I don't know, back behind me, I don't know how well you can see this. There are just saguaro cactus as far as the eye can see, and I've been driving along listening to kind of an old playlist, and Society just came on. I forget the actual band, but it's from the movie Into the Wild, or I should say they have that song on the movie Into the Wild, and it's one of my favorite songs in general about, I guess, what am I trying to say? We don't need everything that we think we need, and just, I don't know, something about just out here and travel and the open road. I just love it, guys. I love to travel. I'd love to just come out here and camp for the night, explore this part of Arizona. There's so much of this country that I want to see, and I just really enjoy these drives, so I decided to stop, get a quick clip, and now we'll continue on our way towards Payson. Don't know that I'm making great time, but it has been a beautiful drive up. Just so much to see. I enjoy these long road trips. I love just as you pass through different little towns and stuff, just wondering, you know, who lives there, what they do. When I see certain roads, I always have the urge just want to turn down and go explore it. But beautiful drive to this point. Payson is very different, full of lots of, I don't know if they're pinyons or pines, some type of evergreens. And just gonna stop at the Circle K, top off diesel, grab some coffee, and then get back on the road. Right, come on, Hank. Come on, come down. Good boy. All right. It is crazy. 2 hours ago, I stopped and showed you that clip of just saguaro cacti as far as you can see. And now, less than 2 hours later, we're surrounded in mountain passes and just pine trees as far as you can see. Arizona is definitely a diverse, beautiful state. I love that Payson area. Payson, Show Low. I'm gonna have to get out here and do some RV trips in this area. Left 70 degrees and warm temps further down in the valley of Arizona. Now, we are up around 4,000 or 5,000 feet. It is quite a bit cooler up here. It's showing 60 in the shade, a little bit chilly, but I know when we get back to Colorado, I think it's supposed to be 30s, but at least no snow. 5 minutes up the road, got some snow, and saw this little overlook. Pretty cool overlook here. A little bit of snow on the ground. The visitor center here is closed from September to Memorial Day, so I think there are times they get quite a bit more snow, but still crazy to me how diverse Arizona is. You've got areas where it's super hot and full of cacti, and then areas that are just full of pine trees and snow and more what I would expect to see in Colorado. I guess Colorado is also a very diverse ecosystem, but let's get back in and continue on our way. As we turn left onto Arizona Highway 377, the scenery turns to nothing but grasslands and small scrub brush. All right, quick pit stop, made it back to I-40 East here in Holbrook, Arizona, which is basically where the Petrified National Forest is. So we're gonna hop on I-40 East, headed to Albuquerque, I guess Gallup, New Mexico, then Albuquerque, Santa Fe. This time of year, I probably have about 2 hours of daylight left. So let's get on the road, because once it gets dark is when it's gonna get to be a little bit of a challenge.
When life shows an open road, you know you should ride. Forget what you've been told and ride this open road. This open road. This open road. Knock on your door, it's sounding further away. Don't lose sight like was times before. This is now today. When life shows an open door, come on, step through. A chance like the purest gold. Come on, come on. When life
I made it to Albuquerque here at the Love's Topped Off Diesel. Just got off the phone with Lauren. Still feel pretty good for the night so far. Sometimes you don't tell your spouse everything, and you know, you don't necessarily lie. You just kind of omit certain things that you know they won't be overly thrilled about. Lauren does not know about the one-day challenge. And I don't think she would like the one-day challenge either. Now would be a good time to pause and show you my original concept for this video.
In this episode, we are towing 800 miles as we traverse from Tempe, Arizona, all the way to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Can we do this trip in a day without towing over 65 miles an hour? Stay till the end to find out.
Right now, she thinks I'm targeting Las Vegas, New Mexico, or maybe Trinidad. Right now, I'm feeling pretty good, but it is after dark. I did fill up with some coffee here at Love's, but if at any point I am starting to feel drowsy, don't feel safe, anything like that, obviously I will pull off, find a place to stop for the night. But I do think the Trinidad Walmart's only about 3 hours away, so I feel pretty comfortable I can make it there. And then we'll see how the rest of the night goes, and hopefully Lauren is not too mad at me. Hi, we have arrived in Las Vegas, New Mexico. It is cold out here. I left Phoenix with 70 degrees and sunny temperatures, and I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and I don't know the exact temperature right now, but it is probably in the 20s and cold. But yeah, it says 22 degrees on the dash. So just did the final diesel fill up. Still feeling really good. I actually got out, did some push-ups and some jumping jacks just to kind of get the blood flowing. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and continue on, get up and over Raton Pass and into southern Colorado. It's about 10 o'clock now. And so let's get to Trinidad and see how we feel there. All right, I'm over on the side of the road. I just got a alert on my TPMS about high pressure. It's saying 264 degrees, but I went back and looked at the tire. It doesn't feel hot, doesn't look worn. I got no cell service. Hopefully gonna get up over Raton, freezing out here, but I think I'm just gonna let it sit and cool down for a minute and then hopefully continue on. So it was this tire down here, and it looks fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. Doesn't feel overly warm. See, it says 264. I don't know if the sensor is just messed up or what. All right, so I don't know. It is seeming to read normal right now. The tire doesn't appear messed up. Raton is about 30 miles up the road. I do see, looks like it might be a gas station or a smaller town, but I may just kind of go slow, 50, 55 miles an hour, keep an eye on the TPMS, and hopefully I don't have any issues with that tire the rest of tonight. All right, found a rest area a couple miles up the road. Not gonna lie, I have been a little bit nervous since that tire pressure reading spiked like that, but I did a little bit of research, and from what I see, sorry, it's kind of dark, I don't know if you can really see me at all, but from what I read, if it really was 264 degrees, it would have been a blowout. So I checked the tire, it looked fine. I turned the TPMS off and then turned it back on, and when the tire came back on, it was reading normally in temp, proper PSI. So got to this rest area. I mean, it still's fine. I've got about 38 minutes up and over Raton Pass to get to where the Walmart is. I think I'm gonna write it up to just being a glitch with the TPMS. But let me know down in the comments if you would continue on, or if you would just maybe call it a night here or at a hotel in Raton. All right, it is 1 a.m. at the Trinidad Walmart. It is frigid cold here. Just walked inside the camper to put on this hoodie and turn on the heat, and it was 25 degrees in the camper. I could see my breath, but we failed the one-day challenge. We're not gonna make it all the way to Colorado Springs tonight. Just the whole tire thing kind of spooked me out, and too much can go wrong at night, you know, whether it's people with bright lights shining them and you can't even see where you're going, animals running out in front of the road, or, you know, if I did have a tire blowout or some other kind of a mechanical issue, you just don't have resources to help you out at night. So when Lauren's watching this part, this is probably where I'm going to get a stern look and a I told you so. But let me take Hank out to the bathroom real quick, get inside where it's a little bit warmer, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my hesitations with the night travel. I had a couple of near disasters on this trip. The first night out, we were south of Pueblo, and as I glance back up, I catch an animal in my headlights. I like abruptly brake because I wasn't sure if my left lane was clear where I could, move over into that lane. It was a giant elk with huge antlers, literally just standing in the middle of my lane. I slowed down to probably 15-20 miles an hour right in the middle of I-25, and then thankfully he just kind of walked off the side of the road. And then earlier today, after I crossed into New Mexico, I saw a sign saying that on eastbound I-40 there was an accident. By the time I got to that area, it was after dark. It's a real dark night tonight. There's a truck in front of me. He moves over into the left lane. I start moving over into the center lane. I kind of look to the right just to make sure, like not looking at whoever was on the shoulder, but making sure I had safely passed them by. And as soon as I looked back, my headlights caught like 3 of those huge orange barrels literally blocking the right lane. I could have slammed on my brakes. I wasn't going to stop. I was going to plow right through them. I turned the wheel to the left to go back into the left lane. I glanced into my left mirror, and there was a truck that was coming up behind me right on the rear side of where the RV was. Even though I swerved the truck over into the left lane, the trailer, was still kind of trailing it. So it was still kind of in the right lane and coming over towards the left lane. And thankfully, the person in the truck behind me, I guess was able to see that and brake enough to not hit me. But that could have been a bad accident. Factor in, the tire issue tonight, and I'm just on the side of the road freezing cold. I think my days driving after dark are likely numbered. There's just too much that can go wrong. I think I would rather just do it during the day where you've got better visibility and, less that can go wrong. Just getting up, the propane kept going off last night, or the furnace kept going off last night. I woke up and it was like 40 in the camper. It's 43 now. I don't know if it's the high limit switch going bad or back at altitude. My propane tanks aren't quite full enough where it doesn't have enough pressure. So I'm just cycling it off, cycling it back on, seeing if we can get it warm. But I got to take Hank out and then run into Walmart real quick. Good morning. It is cold here in the Trinidad area. I called my good friend and business partner over at Bald Bros RV. We like to call him Uncle Kyle. And we were talking through it. We think the issue is that mod we did where we put the dresser in, I think we're cutting off a little bit of the airflow to the furnace. So essentially what's happening is the high limit temperature switch is just flipping, probably because it's overheating, not getting enough air. So I'm gonna tweak around with that a little bit, see if we can get it fixed. I've got less than 200 miles, I think, up to Colorado Springs at this point from the Trinidad area. All right, we've arrived in Colorado Springs. That is 800 miles of towing in the last 24 hours. We're back kind of in the old neighborhood at a park where I knew I could park the RV, winterize it while I'm waiting for Lauren to get done with her appointments. And then we're gonna go visit with her dad a little bit, get the car dropped off at the airport, and then head back to Westcliff. And I apparently forgot to lock the fridge and freezer. Oops. It's a goofball.
Yeah,
hey, bud.
I draw my own tattoo.
You drew your own tattoo?
Look.
Oh,
tattoos.
wow. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Owen.
Ride this open road. This open road. This open